Storms are brewing. It is going to be a hot mess this weekend, Chastity, as the entire state, they say, is going to freeze over.
Uh-oh. Buckle down.
Our very own meteorologist. Do we have a meteorologist? Does WMOQ have one? It would be Charlie if there's a meteorologist, right?
Yeah.
She's like the weather goddess.
She'll get us an update.
So what I'm suggesting is you get to the grocery store, buy your bread, buy your milk, and buy your toilet paper. In that order. Load up. You can't have enough bread, milk, and toilet paper when a storm comes, right?
You're causing panic.
Yeah. I'm inciting a riot. Good Lord. That's what happens. What? I mean, there's only so much bread, milk, and toilet paper you can use over a 48-hour period.
You'll be fine.
Yeah. Just go get a little something, stock up. Leave some for the next guy.
Just leave some firewood.
When you go, just leave some for the next guy. That's how you behave. But it is going to be a hot mess. They say it's going to be rain, then it freezes, then more rain, then freezes. They say this may be one of the nastiest ones in a while, which means at a minimum stay off the roads. But we've got a couple days to prepare for this, and we've got great grounds crew in all these different counties that get out there and put out the salt and give you tips, ideas, and how to be sure that your pipes don't freeze. That's always a bummer when the pipes freeze, right? That sucks.
Big mess.
It is a hot mess.
Oh.
So Charlie calls me this morning and says, hey, the water's not running at the studio. And she says, hey, it's real simple. The water's not running, no turds. You can go whizzy-do, but no turds.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you got to have water if you're going to do that.
Not
so
number two.
No number two. But thank God we got the water running, but
Yes,
we have to keep the faucet dripping a little bit. Charlie just came in and said, I didn't say that.
You got in trouble.
Oh, that's too much fun. But the good news is our water is running.
Yes.
But what's the trick, I guess, to keep your pipes from freezing is you turn it on just a little bit to a trickle?
Yeah, and just keep it running, and then it's always good to keep the inside warm, too. So keep the heat up a little.
Some even say open the cabinetry.
Yeah.
So that it gets to the pipes, like the cabinets in the bathroom, so little tips like that. And, of course, if you know where your outside valve is, shut the water off, put the little bibs on the outside, or put the little blankets on the outside bibs where your spigots are. Just research it, folks. Storm's coming. We've been through this before. It's going to be a hot mess, but it'll be a lot of fun. Just stay safe on the roads. That's the main thing. Great show in store for you today. We've got Jeff Hood going to be calling in just a minute. There was a big election down in Macon to replace State Senator John F. Kennedy. This was to fill his seat, and he's going to give us the results for that. And then Chuck Horton, Oconee County Commissioner, is going to be calling in just a little bit and give us an update on what's going on in Oconee County. Guess what I did the other day, Chastity? I went over and I checked out the VFW that is being built here in Walton County.
Yes.
That's a cool place.
Yes. It's going to be a great facility, helping our veterans here in the community, resources. So
Tons of
guys
stuff,
have
yep.
done a lot of work over there.
Shout out to all that have been making this happen. Joe Chapman.
Yes.
Been leading the charge.
Mm-hmm.
Bruce Verge has been very generous.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Rosendahl.
Yes, Chris Rosendahl.
Yep, been very generous.
Yes.
And many more have been really helping out to be sure. And I went in, I got a tour of the place. It's not done yet. They say maybe another 60 days. Man, I've got something in my throat. Maybe another 60 days.
Right.
But the place looks amazing.
Yes.
It is nice inside.
Hopefully by April.
And our former sheriff, Joe Chapman, was in there. He was working on something. I don't know what he was doing. But he was chopping, cutting something, putting up some wood.
Getting your hands all dirty.
He's like a carpenter.
He can do anything.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
But yes, big job over there. So super exciting. So grateful for all of them.
Charlie just gave me some mints and some water for the frog in my throat. And she said, I did not say turds.
No.
She said, I did not say turds. She did not say turds. That's my word. Well, but if there's no water, you can't do that. You can't do. You got to go outside. And we don't even have an outhouse here. You're listening to the Marc McMain show.
We have woods.
Abbreviated show today. Yeah, the woods, that's right. That's bathroom number 2. Abbreviated show today because we have our holiday after the holidays party. This was Charlie's idea, brilliant idea, because it was so busy in December. We were trying to figure out when we're going to get together and have our party for everybody. And we ran out of days is what happened. So we're doing it today. We're going to end the show at 1 o'clock today, which means you'll be back onto the good old-fashioned country music from Real Country WMOQ. So the Marc McMain show will be 1 hour. A couple little notes. This was an interesting little deal. Mexico yesterday transferred 37 big-time criminals, cartel criminals to the United States. And this is because of pressure from the Trump administration. And Mexico's looking at what just took place with Venezuela, and they're saying, we don't want any of that. We're going to play by the rules. And so this is a good gesture at what Trump is asking to turn over some violent, evil people. Mexico Security Minister Omar Garcia Harfuch described the individuals as significant threats to security wanted by U.S. authorities. Among those, I guess this is a woman, Maria del Rosario Navarro Sanchez, the first Mexican national charged in the U.S. with aiding a terrorist organization. That's always frightening.
Wow. Yeah.
Because we talk about the wave of illegal immigrants who came into this country over the past 4 years. How many of them, whether they're from other countries besides Mexico or from Mexico, that had terroristic ties?
Sure.
Or cartel ties.
Scary.
Yeah, very scary. So this now brings the total number of people that have been handed over to the United States in less than a year to around 92. So 92 people that the U.S. wants in custody to charge them with crimes have been handed over in the past year. And and again, this is peace through strength. That was just a test. False alarm. But
well, speaking of 12 months, and Trump, today is his 12-month, 1-year anniversary from inaugural day. So
wow.
He's done great work in the last 12 months.
He's been busy.
Yes, absolutely busy. Just working so hard to keep America safe.
And you know what I love? It's not just that he's been busy, which he's had. His entire administration has just been tackling issue after issue after issue. What I also love is how they communicate. Mm-hmm. I mean, he makes himself available.
Yes.
Every time he gets off an airplane, he'll answer questions. Now, sometimes he gets a little snarky when the questions are dumb, and I get that.
Sure.
But he is by far the most transparent president we've ever had.
Absolutely.
And then with his addresses, and then, of course, his Twitter, or X feed, you know, that is basically you get right what is in his brain.
Yes.
Onto paper or on your phone quickly, which isn't always a good thing, but it, you know, again, it's that level of transparency.
Yes.
He has nothing to hide.
We appreciate that.
I do.
Yes.
I absolutely do. Check this out. You know how there's an app for everything, Chastity? Like, there's apps for diets, there's apps for exercise, apps for your bank, you name it.
Yes.
Well, guess what? They have an app for illegal aliens, those that at least want to deport themselves. So the Department of Homeland Security, they announced they've had about a 70% increase in activity on their website where illegal immigrants can go onto the website and basically self-deport. And they do it through an app. It's called the CBP Home Mobile App. Now, how clever is this, right? Because everybody's got a phone. Even illegal immigrants have a phone. Many of those phones probably were provided to them by us, by federal tax dollars, but the app allows people in the United States who are here illegally to voluntarily depart from the country. And so far, they say tens of thousands of people have taken advantage of this. And I believe at one point they were actually offering a financial bonus. Like if you would self-deport, I think it was around $1,000. I don't know if they're still doing that, but if you're willing to do it, they did the math. Said, hey, if you do it on your own, we'll pay you $1,000 to leave the country, and tens of thousands have already signed up under that program.
Huh. It may work, actually, because some of those that have signed up, maybe it's an honesty program, so when they, sign up, then they have an opportunity to come back and do things the right way.
And get in line and go through the process.
Yeah.
I think that was part of the pitch, too. Say, if you ever do want to become a citizen, this is your opportunity. You leave under these guidelines. and then come get back in line and do it the right way.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely, it's fair. Absolutely, it's fair. All right, when we come back, Jeff Hood's going to be joining us here he's actually calling in. Got a great update on some political activity, folks. Stick around. We'll be right back.
These days, many think that truth is relative. You have your truth and I have mine. Speaking your truth means staying true to who you are. It may be how you feel, what you believe, or how you identify. Truth, by definition, means conforming to a fact. Two contradictory ideas can't both be true. One may be true, one wrong. Or both may be wrong, but they can't both be true. To say so is logical nonsense. So with all the fake news and opinions flying around, how can we know what's true? At Jesus' trial, Pilate cynically asked, "What is truth?" And Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." He's not claiming to be one truth, but the truth. Soon after Jesus spoke these words, he rose from the dead. That's enough to convince me that Jesus tells the truth. This is Bryant Wright, speaking right from my heart.
To subscribe to Devotions, visit rightfromtheheart.org.
Looking for that perfect piece of jewelry designed just for you? At P&A Jewelers, family owned since 1976, we've been helping our customers shine for nearly 50 years. Now proudly run by second-generation brother and sister team, we specialize in custom jewelry design, expert repair work, and fine jewelry for every occasion. Visit P&A Jewelers, where family tradition sparkles. Located in Loganville beside Quick Trip, or online at shoppajewelers.com. Follow us on Facebook to see what's new.
Hey, this is attorney Bart Bitton with Bitton & Bitton. I live and work right here in Monroe, Georgia, and I am proud to serve this area. If you've been hurt in a car accident, you don't need some out-of-town lawyer that treats you like a number. You deserve a local lawyer you can trust, someone who lives here, works here, and takes care of people. So remember this, if you're ever in a car accident, be smart, call Bart. Bitton & Bitton, local lawyers you can trust.
If you're selling or buying a home, you should call AM/PM Septic to inspect your septic tank. This could save you on costly repairs. AM/PM pumps your tank, fixes septic alarms, drain lines. They can fix any problem you're having with your septic tank. Call 770-231-7979. They do inspection letters. AM/PM is family owned and operated, licensed and insured company. Call David for all your septic needs. 770-231-7979.
Is technology giving you a tough time at your home or business? Don't worry, Big Mountain Computers is here to help. We're your local tech experts, now open in Madison. Our white glove service ensures personalized solutions for all your IT needs. Hardware fixes, remote support, private lessons, and more. Visit us at Madison Plaza across from Ingalls or call 706-343-4184 to schedule your consultation. That's 706-343-4184. Big Mountain Computers, turning your mountains into molehills.
Welcome back, Marc McMain. Jeff Hood joining us now. Jeff, there's a big election last night. Tell us what took place.
Yeah, Mark, it was the Senate District 18 down kind of in the Macon area, but it covered like 4 counties. And, of course, this was former State Senator John F. Kennedy that stepped down several weeks ago to focus on running for lieutenant governor. And it's a Republican district, but it's a little scary when you got 5 Republicans running against 1 Democrat. And it turns out kind of what we figured, it's going to go to a runoff. We're waiting on the Secretary of State's office to certify the election, and it was really close between 2 of the Republicans. I think it's Stephen McNeil that's going to be the Republican against the lone Democrat. And here we go again. They may have already set the date as far as the runoff, but basically you're looking, because there's a process, early voting, et cetera, et cetera. It's at least 3 to 4 weeks before the runoff will occur. And the sad part is, Mark, the people that live in this district basically are not going to have any representation during the current General Assembly session.
So that seat stays empty until this is resolved?
That is correct.
But so let me ask you this. If it gets resolved in the next 30 days, which it will, the runoff will be concluded, like you said, within 30 days, does that person, whoever wins that Senate seat, not get sworn in and join the General Assembly?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the problem is, though, it's going to be sometime probably in March, early March.
Which is almost the end of when it is, yeah.
Yeah, the session ends April 2nd. Now, granted, they're getting sworn in, and then I guess I'll have to turn around and qualify. Qualifying is
and run again.
March 6th through the 2nd through the 6th if they want to try to keep the seat. And technically, even though the session ends April 2nd, they're still in office through the end of the year. So, if they wind up on a committee, which they may not, being, they're all would be newcomers, they have Senate meetings throughout the summer. But there's also constituent services. So, at least they're representing that district. And if people that, that live there that have an issue with the state agency, they could call the winner of the special election, who's kind of a short-termer. So it's just really odd. And unfortunately, there's a lot of this going on with these special elections.
Well, and Jeff, let me ask you this, because we've seen some shocking results over the past couple of months as it pertains to the PSC race, House 121, that just took place a month ago, or a little over a month ago. These numbers last night were more indicative of how that Senate seat has typically gone. It's a 60-40 seat, and that's about what we saw in the results last night. So maybe, do you think that tells us that what we saw last year was a little bit of a blip on the radar? Republicans asleep at the wheel, and now they've woken up? Or what do you take from this?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. Republicans asleep at the wheel, and the PSC race, didn't alarm them. But a lot of people couldn't even tell you who are the public service commissioners. There's 5 of them. So they kind of tune out on those type of races. But the other problem with the House District 121 race, special election you're referring to, Mark, over here in Oconee County, was it was on December the 9th. I mean, you're talking between Thanksgiving and Christmas, and your average person is they're just finishing up their turkey, and they're looking, they're putting up the Christmas tree. They're not out voting. So, unfortunately, that's the way it played out.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, good point on that. Well, it'll be fun to watch the results of this one come in, but it looks like that seat's in good hands. Tell us what's going on. Any other updates? Because we're now, second week in session. Things are probably still just brewing down under the Gold Dome. Is there any news that you're hearing about things going on?
Yeah, there's some breaking news just within the hour. We've had a rash of members of the Georgia House of Representatives that have been accused of stealing pandemic relief funds going back to 2020. And one of those that was accused, Karen Bennett of Stone Mountain, she pled guilty this morning. So there was some fire with that smoke, and she said, "Yeah, I did it." And so we'll see how that plays out. Also, Lynn Hefner from down in Augusta. Now, she was the one who her home was damaged from Hurricane Helene over a year ago, and so she now lives out of the district. And so the governor has set a special election for that race, and there's 3 Democrats, and that's a Democratic seat all the way. So whoever wins it, it's going to be filled by a Democrat. So there's qualifying underway for that one, and then of course Marjorie Taylor Greene's seat. I think that election has now been set for March the 10th, and there's 22 that are running for that office, which will go to a runoff with 22. As far as the General Assembly, this week, Mark, they're in budget hearings at the Capitol in room 341 of the appropriations room. And that thing has been jam-packed with legislators. They heard from the governor on Tuesday morning, and they had speakers throughout the day. It started at 8 a.m. this morning. They're taking a lunch break after lunch. The first speaker that's going to be teed up is Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. He'll be followed by our Insurance Commissioner, John King. And then a name that people over here in Oconee County will recognize, speaking today at 3:30, will be our former School Superintendent, Dr. Jason Branch, who now represents the teacher retirement system, and he'll be speaking to the lawmakers later today at 3:30.
Wow. Marc McMain Show, Jeff Hood, our political insider, giving us a full scoop of what's taking place in Georgia politics. And Jeff, there's some congratulations in order. I don't think we appropriately recognized you for your new little gig. Do you want to share with the listeners what you're going to be doing now?
Yes. So I am doing some writing for the Oconee Enterprise newspaper in Watkinsville. In fact, my very first story for the current session will be in the publication that comes out tomorrow. So you can see it online or pick up, they still have a paper copy of the newspaper. And I got a chance to go to the Capitol last week. So I'll be mainly covering the three legislators that represent Oconee County. Eric Gisler, the Democrat that was just sworn in a couple of weeks ago, and then longtime House member Houston Gaines, who is this is his last session or term because he's running. Legislators that represent Oconee County. Eric Gisler, the Democrat that was just sworn in a couple of weeks ago, and then longtime House member Houston Gaines, who is this is his last session or term because he's running Oconee County, and so Senator Calzert is going to run for Attorney General. So thanks for bringing that up. And,
that's a great pickup for them, and good for you. I know this is you still have your day job, right? But this is like
that's right.
An extra little part time. I don't even know where you fit all this stuff in your schedule, Jeff. Between your job, calling in here, doing that, high school football, which you got a little sabbatical on right now.
Yeah.
You're a busy man, Jeff.
Yeah, but I love it. I don't like idle time, so I've always got something going, and love to keep up with state politics.
Well, one thing that we enjoy doing on this show here is whether they're elected officials that are actually holding office now, is having them call in or come in and give us an update as to what's taking place, what they're looking for, what they're advocating for. And the candidates, right? Those that are running for office, we've had a litany of them already, either in person, on the phone, coming in, sharing why they should earn your vote. And it's I got to say, I enjoy this. It really gives you a different lens as to what's important to the people, right? Because one thing that you'll find out with all the candidates and the elected officials, they're out there, they're on the streets, they're talking to people, and they hear firsthand what the voters, our listeners, the constituents of these communities, what's hurting them right now, what's important to them. And so, and I encourage anybody who is running for office, we'd love to have you on. Even if it's just, the best thing is just a 15 minutes, not even really 15 minutes. It's really about 12 minutes because when you take out commercials, it's enough time for me to ask a few questions and enough time for you to make your case as to why the voter should vote for you. But it's a learning process, and I encourage everybody who's running for office to do this. It's time well spent. We cast a big net with this station. You're going to reach a lot of potential voters, and if you want to do this, you just email Chastity at info@wmoqfm.com. But Jeff, I think we had just about every candidate on here.
I tell you have hit a home run, and not everybody is running for political office or currently holding office. You've had people of faith and community leaders, civic organizations. It's been fantastic, and I loved what Taylor Hawkins said on your show yesterday about as far as from the political spectrum, folks need to be engaged. I think I have a lot of friends that all they know is what Trump did or what the Democrats did on CNN or Fox News, and they are not connected at the state or local level. And a great way to do that, obviously, is to listen to your show, but get engaged in your local party. Like here in Oconee County, we have the Oconee County Republican Party, and if you lean the other way, there's an Oconee County Democratic Party. That's pretty much the same in all the counties around the state. But as an example, this coming Monday night, the Oconee County Republican Party has their monthly meeting with an all-star lineup. And, I mean, people should be just clamoring to come and hear these people and ask questions. Bill Calzert, who's running for lieutenant governor, Tim Fleming, who's running for Secretary of State, Clark Dean, who's running for governor, and then Blake Tillery, who's running for lieutenant governor.
That's a stacked lineup. Yeah.
Yeah, you come and engage and learn and tell them your thoughts about, what impacts you and your family. And Yeah, I mean, I hope people will come, weather pending, on Monday night over here in Watkinsville.
Yeah, that's right, because this storm that comes in, I guess it's going to start raining on Friday, potentially freeze overnight Friday, then another layer of rain Saturday, more freezing. It may not be thawed out by Monday, Jeff. This is, I hate this because my son was going to come up from Pensacola to visit us this weekend, and I think I got to tell him, hey, you better stay home because I don't want you getting trapped in this mess.
Yeah, it's smart to stay south. And, as far as this weather, I've heard all kinds of stories. My daughter sent me something yesterday saying Athens is going to get 21 inches of snow, and then I'm hearing it could be a little ice or a lot of ice. So it's, it's all across. It's just scattered. And
21 inches. Can you imagine that?
Well, I can't believe that. Now Nashville may get 21 inches, but I don't think Athens, Georgia, is. So this, as we get closer, obviously they'll be able to kind of pinpoint what's going to happen.
Well, Jeff, I greatly appreciate you, and I guess we'll see you tonight, right?
Yes. I talked to John Wilson, my buddy on high school football broadcast. He's going to be there. Ben Bridges as well. So, looking forward to
packing
the
game house
together.
Out. Yeah, eating some barbecue, breaking bread. That's going to be a lot of fun. I look
yeah.
forward to seeing you just a little bit, Jeff. Thank you so much for calling in.
All right. Thank you, Mark.
Absolutely. Marc McMain Show. Jeff does such a good job. He's multi-talented.
Yes.
To be able to go do a high school football game, that's an art.
Yes.
Whether you're doing play-by-play or color.
Action-packed.
It is. Well, you got to know your stuff.
Yes.
Right? You got to know who the players are. You need to know the backstories. You can't just call the plays. You have to be able to speak about each player. So they do their research. Yes. It is a very thoughtful, well-planned program that starts with Brock Bridges in the pregame show all the way to Ben Bridges doing the postgame show. But Jeff and John just knock it out. And then Jeff puts on his political hat, goes down to the Capitol. And you know what he does a really good job of doing, too? He goes in with a neutral lens.
Oh, yeah.
He just...
So just like cool as a cucumber.
Yep, steady.
Yep.
Sees it like it is,
Absolutely.
Calls it out, and it's good stuff. So great fit for him with what he's doing to be able to go and cover.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations to him. Marc McMain Show. We come back. Oconee County Commissioner Chuck Horton will be joining us shortly.
Looking for a deal on a new 2025 Ford F-150? Then come to last year's #1 retail volume Ford dealer in the nation, Akins Ford in Winder. Hi, this is Brad Akins, and through January 31st, take $15,000 off the MSRP on remaining 2025 Ford F-150 XLTs and Trimmers. Stock number 89625, MSRP 68758, with approved financing through Ford Credit and your 1995 renewer trade. Dealer retains factory rebates plus government fees. See dealer for details. Claim based on Ford's 2025 retail sales report. Visit us today at akinsford.com.
Ready to grow your small business and reach thousands of new customers? Say hello to Town Values Magazine, formerly MTM Shopper, proudly serving the community for...
See dealer for details. Claim based on Ford's 2025 retail sales report. Visit us today at akinsford.com.
Ready to grow your small business and reach thousands of new customers? Say hello to Town Values Magazine, formerly MTM Shopper, proudly serving the community for 22 years. Every month, thousands of magazines are mailed directly to homes in Walton, Oconee, Barrow, Rockdale, Newton, Gwinnett, and beyond to further expand your reach. Our magazine is packed with valuable coupons and services offered, helping families save money while supporting the community they love. We specialize in local direct marketing that works, building your brand, driving sales, and connecting you with the customers who matter most. Plus, we're online at townvalues.com and on Facebook and Instagram, giving your business even more exposure in print and digital. Ready to reserve your space in the next edition? Call Liliana at 770-267-6650. Town Values Magazine. Local, trusted, powerful. Helping businesses grow and families save.
Is technology giving you a tough time at your home or business? Don't worry. Big Mountain Computers is here to help. We're your local tech experts, now open in Madison. Our white glove service ensures personalized solutions for all your IT needs. Hardware fixes, remote support, private lessons, and more. Visit us at Madison Plaza across from Ingalls or call 706-343-4184 to schedule your consultation. That's 706-343-4184. Big Mountain Computers, turning your mountains into molehills.
These days, many think that truth is relative. You have your truth and I have mine. Speaking your truth means staying true to who you are. It may be how you feel, what you believe, or how you identify. Truth, by definition, means conforming to a fact. Two contradictory ideas can't each both be true. One may be true, one wrong, or both may be wrong, but they can't both be true. To say so is logical nonsense. So with all the fake news and opinions flying around, how can we know what's true? At Jesus' trial, Pilate cynically asked, "What is truth?" And Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." He's not claiming to be one truth, but the truth. Soon after Jesus spoke these words, he rose from the dead. That's enough to convince me that Jesus tells the truth. This is Bryant Wright, speaking right from my heart.
To subscribe to Devotions, visit rightfromtheheart.org.
Looking for that perfect piece of jewelry designed just for you? At P&A Jewelers, family owned since 1976, we've been helping our customers.
And welcome back to the Marc McMain Show. Our next guest, Oconee County Commissioner Chuck Horton. Chuck, how are you, my friend?
I'm not too bad. How about yourself?
I'm good. I know the last time we spoke, which was a few months ago, you were still recovering from knee surgery. Is that right?
That's right. Now, actually, I got a little problem with this. It's not, I don't think it's the knee. Maybe a nerve issue in my left leg, so I'm trying to deal with that. But other than that, I'm okay.
Well, knee surgery is no joke. I've had both my hips replaced. That is actually now a much easier process than getting knee. Was it knee replacement surgery, or did they just go and repair?
No, both of mine, in the past 2 years, I guess it was, I've had both of them replaced. One of them was in really bad shape, and I would tell people don't wait too long, especially if you've already had surgeries on that particular knee. Right. Because you're going to have more than likely scar tissue problems and maybe some other issues, which I had. It's pretty tough.
It is. It's a big deal. I've had several friends that have had it. It's a long recovery, but like you said, the longer you wait, the more miserable you're going to be. May as well get it done, get your rehab done. And that's what I tell people. If you're going to get surgery, get in shape before the surgery and take your rehab serious. It is no joke. That's a quick path to recovery. Chuck, tell our listeners a little bit about yourself. Start off with that for those that maybe don't know you.
Okay. I have to say this. One of the worst things about being in politics, especially if you run again, you have to brag about yourself. Otherwise, people would wonder, why do you want to do that? But anyway, I came to the University of Georgia on a football scholarship back in 1972, so that's what got me here. I grew up in Brunswick, Georgia, and never went back. Married my wife of just not too long ago, 50 years, Brenda. She grew up in Athens. We met at the university and have stayed here. I was in law enforcement at the University of Georgia. Later, my later years became police chief. I think I did that for 16 and a half years. And I've got two children. Nicholas and his family live out in Texas. Courtney and her husband Philip with her two kids live here in Oconee County. And I've been on the school board 8 years. I just finished 18 years on the county commission. There was a break in there when I ran for chairman and lost, so I set out 4 years, but I came back in 2016 and have been here since. So that's kind of in a nutshell about me.
Well, and I love the 50-plus years that you've had in that community, the evolution that you have seen, especially not just Athens, but of Oconee County. There has to be some incredible memories of what things used to look like and how they look now, because that is a booming area.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I grew up in southeast Georgia. My mother's people were from over in the middle part of deep south Georgia, Berrien County, that neck of the woods. My dad's people were from Glenn and Wayne County. But, I've been fortunate in my jobs that I've had to travel through the state. I'll be quite honest with you. I don't know of another county like Oconee County. I really don't. I've been to a lot of school board convention types, training sessions, and over the years, county commission training. And, I listen to a lot of folks who are coming from all necks of the woods, and it's very obvious to me that Oconee County I don't know of another county like us.
Well,
I think let me say this. I think there was a lot of people before I ever got involved in this that did some really good things and set the stage, whether it was the school system, whether it's county issues, but they did a lot of things that prepared people like me and gave us a pretty good, shot in the arm to, let's keep it going.
Well, where else can you go to a county that has had the success that Oconee County's had? You've got great areas for shopping, dining, parks. Many boxes are checked in that category, but then also you have some of the most beautiful pasture and farmland. I mean, it's so picturesque when you drive from one end of the county to the other. So, yeah, you're right. It's a very unique place. Let me ask you this, Chuck. So, I'm taking a couple notes here, and I didn't realize that you went to UG on a football scholarship. What was that like? Tell us about that experience.
That was a learning experience, believe me. I didn't really know what I was getting into. I was very excited and proud. In fact, I was the first. I went to a fairly new high school, and I was the first football player to get. Didn't really know what I was getting into. I was very excited and proud. In fact, I was the first. I went to a fairly new high school, and I was the first football player to get what I was getting into. I was very excited and proud. In fact, I was the first. I went to a fairly new high school, and I was the first football player to get a scholarship.
We may have lost
But
Chuck.
anyway.
Oh, there we go. Chuck's back. Chuck's back.
Got me.
All right. Yeah, got you now.
Got me.
Yep.
But excited, and but you came into the real world.
Jackson, we may have some technical difficulties, so let's do this. Let's take a quick break and reconnect with him. I don't know if that's a signal. Chuck, I think we're losing you. You're going in and out. So what we're going to do is take a quick commercial break, and then Chastity is going to get you queued back up and see if we can't clear through that. So give us just 60 seconds here. Yep.
Okay.
Looking for a deal on a new 2025 Ford F-150? Then come to last year's #1 retail volume Ford dealer in the nation, Akins Ford in Winder. Hi, this is Brad Akins, and through January 31st, take $15,000 off the MSRP on remaining 2025 Ford F-150 XLTs and Trimmers. Stock number 89625, MSRP 68758, with approved financing through Ford Credit and your 1995 renewer trade. Dealer retains factory rebates plus government fees. See dealer for details. Claim based on Ford's 2025 retail sales report. Visit us today at akinsford.com.
Ready to grow your small business and reach thousands of new customers? Say hello to Town Values Magazine, formerly MTM Shopper, proudly serving the community for 22 years. Every month, thousands of magazines are mailed directly to homes in Walton, Oconee, Barrow, Rockdale, Newton, Gwinnett, and beyond to further expand your reach. Our magazine is packed with valuable coupons and services offered, helping families save money while supporting the community they love. We specialize in local direct marketing that works, building your brand, driving sales, and connecting you with the customers who matter most. Plus, we're online at townvalues.com and on Facebook and Instagram, giving your business even more exposure in print and digital. Ready to reserve your space in the next edition? Call Liliana at 770-267-6650. Town Values Magazine. Local, trusted, powerful. Helping businesses grow and families save.
Welcome back, Marc McMain. Our guest is Chuck Horton, Oconee County Commissioner. I think we got the gremlins worked out now, so maybe a better signal. Chuck, are you there with us?
You hear me?
I got you loud and clear, Chuck. Can you hear us?
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I got you.
So what you're doing, you're in high school. You're a standout, obviously, because you get a scholarship to the University of Georgia in 1972. Then you get to UGA. Did you have a chance to start? Where were you in the pecking order then?
Well, I played a lot on the freshman football team. That was coming to the end, and stuff like that. But we had our own football team, the freshmen did. And I did. I had a good year. I really learned a lot. I got redshirted my next year, which was fine with me because I was one of the younger players. And but I injured my knee right before the Peach Bowl in '73, and that was pretty much my end.
Yeah, I got you.
They didn't do rehab and things like they have now. I mean, I was back on the field in springtime and re-injured the knee, and it was a cycle going down. So probably '74 was the last time I put on a helmet and shoulder pads.
And so, after you graduate, how did you get into law enforcement? What was the journey like that?
Well, I really wasn't trying to do that. I, was trying to figure out what I actually wanted to do, but I got a job with the University Police and stayed there and went back and got a couple more degrees. But it was by that time, Brenda and I were raising a family. I had we got married in '75, and so then Courtney came along 4 years later. So it just, for me, it was better to stay because of my family. I didn't want my kids to be bumping around different schools and stuff. So we just made the decision to stay, and I would just do my time at the university. And that was a learning experience, too, because I got to do a lot of things at an early age that it would schools and stuff. So we just made the decision to stay, and I would just do my time at the university, and that was a learning experience, too, because I got to do a lot of things at an early age that it would schools and stuff. So we just made the decision to stay, and I would just do my time at the university, and that was a learning experience, too, because I got to do a lot of things at an early age that it would you'd in law enforcement doing. So I got to do it at a young age.
And so when you
it was
became
a learning experience.
When you became chief of police, was that then the UGA campus police? Is that what you were in charge of?
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Oh, that's fascinating. Yep. Good. I mean, again, law enforcement's law enforcement. We appreciate all of our law enforcement. It's never easy what you guys do. Was that your entire career, or did you do something beyond that as well?
Repeat that, please.
Yeah, is that what you did your entire career, or did you do something?
Yeah, I did. No, I did. I started at 21, and I just did my. By that time, I'd gotten elected to the county. Year I left, and so I did that. I ran the downtown parking business for the Downtown Development Authority in Athens for 7 years, I think. And then I had to walk away from it. My knees were really giving me a hard time then because I stayed outside on hard surface. And so...
Yeah, it takes a toll.
But as much as I was trying to protect my knees, not long after I left, my cardiologist said we're going to have to deal with a congenital thing that I'd had. So I had heart surgery back in 2020. But that was a lot simpler than the knee surgery, believe me.
Wow. Yeah.
So that's kind of in a nutshell.
Well, now you're refreshed. You're back to new. They put you together. You got bionic knees. You got a new heart. And you're ready to rumble. Chuck, take us through, and we'll take a break in just a second here for commercials. But take us through then. Because you served on the school board, then you said you served time in the county commission for 18 years. Did you then take a break and rerun, or walk us through that?
You want me to start now? Or you want to do the break?
Yeah, go ahead and start now, and then we'll take a break after that.
All right. Well, I was on the county commission for 8 years. I was on the school board for 8, and I stayed off of politics for 4 years, and then ran for the county commission and got elected. And I think after 2 terms, I ran for the chairman's position and lost that race. So I stayed out for about another 4 years, and then ran for an unexpired. I think it was an unexpired term. John Daniel was going to run for chairman, so his spot came open. So I ran for that, and that was a 3-way race, and I managed to win that one in the runoff. So then I'm back on. So that kind of puts me up to now.
Yep, brings you up to speed. Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk to you about some of the things going on in Oconee County. Specifically, we talk about the Costco as well. Marc McMain Show. Our guest is Chuck Horton, County Commissioner of Oconee County. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Doug.
And this is Robbie.
We own and operate Foy Tree Service.
When you need tree cutting, stump grinding, lot clearing, mulching, firewood, and more, call Foy Tree Service.
Serving Morgan County and surrounding area since 1987.
With top quality service and fair prices, we take pride in our work, and we do everything to make sure that you are a happy customer.
That's Foy Tree Service. Call us at 706-342-8733.
That's 706-342-TREE.
Cassie Enterprises invites you to stop in and see their new line of Coyote brand tractors, UTVs, and Bad Boy zero-turn mowers. Coyote tractors have the power to handle any job. Working on the farm, landscape business, and more, Coyote tractors are dependable and ready to work for you. Sales, service, parts, and more. It's all available at Cassie Enterprises. Family owned and operated. 145 Highway 83 in Good Hope. Go to CassieTractor.com.
I've got to tell you about the best kept secret in Monroe for electric wholesale supply, Allen's Electric. Family owned and operated since 1972, Allen's Electric offers a complete line of electrical supply, wiring, breakers, bulbs, heating elements, electric motors, light fixtures, and so much more. Located at 925 West Spring Street in Monroe, stop by and see Brian and Cindy, in business for over 50 years. That's Allen Electric Supply, 770-267-5572.
Welcome back. Marc McMain Show. Our guest, Chuck Horton, Oconee County Commissioner. Chuck, as you look at your career, what would be some of your biggest accomplishments? Would Costco be something that you were involved in and helping bringing that to Oconee County?
Yes. What happened with Costco is pretty interesting story, because it took us 14 years for Costco. From the first time I talked to Frank Bishop, who was the developer over at the Epsbridge Center area, I asked him right after Christmas, whatever year it was, and I asked him if he knew much about Costco, and he said, "Well, I know who they are. They're got some stores on the east side of the Mississippi River." But I said, "You need to look into it, because I'm hearing from some of my son's associates that they're trying to get out of the center part of Atlanta and branch out in Georgia." And I said, "See what you can do." And he said, "Okay." So from that day, and it was right after Christmas, he started working on Costco. And there were so many things back and forward over the years. And back, I guess it's been about 5 years, my daughter came back to Oconee County, became the president of the Oconee County Chamber, and then the county also made the chamber our point group for economic development. So Courtney was working with Mr. Bishop, and then the commission got involved, and it was a lot of back and forth before we finally figured out the right deal for us. And it turned out to be, I think, a boom. I mean, Costco, to be quite honest with you, to me is like retail on steroids. And you put Costco alongside Walmart and Home Depot and Lowe's and Trader Joe's and all the many other stores that we've got out in that Epps Bridge area, it has changed Oconee County. Financially, you can't deny it.
Yeah, I know there was a lot of places that were lobbying to get Costco to come to their community, and I think once they landed there, then that probably shut the door, because Costco doesn't pop up everywhere, right? They're very strategic in where they go. What has been the impact of them coming to Oconee County as it relates to jobs, tax revenue, and of course, you have the downside, you got traffic and things like that too, but what has been the impact of that?
Well, I think I would just use the term that John Daniel, our chairman, said maybe last year. He said, we have received $20 million through sales tax that we didn't think we were going to get. And I think that's the impact. Now, it's been a lot more money than that, but the fact that Costco came along with our other good retailers, and there's a bunch of them, the small ones up to the big ones, they've all played a role in this. And Costco willing to come to a county that had 41,000 people. I think we're the only county they've ever done that for. And we really didn't give anything to them because they're taking the local option sales tax money that we would normally have gotten to pay back their bonds for building the structure and all that. But we weren't getting that anyway, so we really didn't lose anything. And we immediately started getting SPLOST funds. The school system got their ELOST, and then we passed the T-SPLOST, and we got another penny on that. So right off the bat, we were going to get $3 million. So I don't know how anybody could say it wasn't a good deal for Oconee County.
You listen to the Marc McMain Show. Our guest is Chuck Horton, Oconee County Commissioner. Yeah, and when you look at a place like Costco, it works harmoniously with small businesses. I'm a huge small business advocate, but you think about if people make Costco their destination. Let's say they're coming from an outside county. Let's say they're coming from Morgan County or Oglethorpe County, and they drive to the Costco. Then what they're going to do is they're going to go and they're going to have dinner, maybe at a small mom and pop, or they might go to one of the specialty stores and do shopping in downtown Watkinsville or some of the different areas. So it becomes a destination. And I think you and I talked about it before. Y'all have people coming to that Costco. I think you even told me, is there some people that are coming from South Carolina, that far away?
They'll come from, you just take get 100 miles and draw a circle. And you go out to Costco like I do, and you look at car tags, and you see where all these tags are coming from. We're also getting a lot of the students who were used to Costco's, where they came from.
Right.
Of course, you get students coming from South Georgia. There are not too many Costco's down that way, so they get their parents to buy them a membership, and they're able to come. But let me tell you something that's really worked, I think, undercover. People didn't see this coming. I certainly didn't. With all the medical that we're getting out in that Epps Bridge area, a lot of those people are coming for a doctor's appointment with whatever firm, and in between breaks or on the way home, they stop off at Costco. They may stop off after Costco and go eat.
That's right.
Or they go over to Old Navy. I mean, it's having the medical facilities close to the retail has been a big surprise on the plus side.
Yeah, and it's a great area. It's a very well thought out area, and of course you got the new varsity too, which can't go wrong with a chili dog.
It was packed the other day. My wife and I came by there, and it was packed.
Yeah.
In the evening, I think we were coming from a ball game, but yeah, it's go ahead.
No, it is. It's great. And I like that they let you sit inside, because the varsity they opened in Barrow County is drive-through or outside seating only. So like a day like today when it's 38 degrees and freezing outside, you're not going to go eat a chili dog, but that one there has good inside dining. Chuck, in the closing minutes here, tell us about what's next for you and what's next for Oconee County that you might be excited about.
I am going to seek another term. And so we'll be working with, getting that on board. But I think for me, it's the Dawson Park, the new park that we've got planned behind North Oconee High School, where the county owns 250 acres, which is currently the land application system. That is, I think, going to be something very, very special for this county. I don't think there'll be anything like it close by. Our kids are going to have top-notch place to get better athletically. And so I'm very excited about that. And we're in discussions about the fields, and then the other big cornerstone to it is the building that will have 8 basketball courts that can be turned into volleyball very quickly.
And this all is going to be part of Dawson Park?
Yeah, it'll be part of Dawson Park. And so, this is one of those things that I saw something like it out in Texas where my son lives, and I said, man, this would be great if we could get something like this. We couldn't match what Texas had. Don't get me wrong. They got plenty of money and they can do a lot of things, but we could do something. And we've got enough kids that are involved in sports here in Oconee County. We don't have the facilities for them. I was out at one of our elementary schools the other night, and it's great to have that, but the school system is also growing with their sport offerings. When my daughter was playing basketball for Oconee Middle School, they had 1 girls team, 1 boys team. Now they've got 2 girls teams, 2 boys teams. So you've got to have places to practice.
Right.
But I think the way I look at too is this will allow us to bring families into Oconee County, just like they're coming into Costco or whatever, but they can come in on a tournament after. Now, let me make sure everybody understands this. We're taking care of Parks and Rec first. It's where we have open time that we could do tournaments. We can bring people into Oconee County and go to those mom and pop restaurants. They can go visit Costco. They can go to a movie or whatever. We got some more hotels coming online. So I think it's going to serve a large area. And
what's the estimated completion of that park, Chuck?
I wish it was yesterday, but it's going to be sometime, I'm going to guess, probably in 2027.
Okay. Well,
to get everything done.
That'll be here before we know it.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I'm very excited about that. I mean, that's I think the biggest project the county's had, and I think people are going to love it when we get it finished.
It sounds like it's going to be a beautiful place. Chuck, I greatly appreciate you taking the time to share your background, your story, what you guys have been doing in Oconee County, what the future holds. We wish you the best with running again. If there's anything that we can do to help, let us know. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in person. I'm glad you're through the knee recovery. I remember when we spoke last time, you were pretty miserable. So it sounds like you're back on your feet and roaming around.
Yeah, I can't sit still too long.
But your running back days are over, though. It sounds like no more running back.
I
won't
be doing any of that kind of stuff. I was a defensive lineman, not a running back. I tried to cause trouble to for the running back.
Well, you may have some years of eligibility left, but yeah, we'll put that behind us. But
Yeah,
Chuck, I appreciate you, buddy.
I'll let somebody else have that. I'll talk to you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
You too. Mark McMain. It was Chuck Horton, Oconee County Commissioner. Chastity, we got a big one tomorrow. We got a big show. We're abbreviated today, so this is it for today. But tomorrow we're stacked.
Tomorrow we do have a great show lined up. So we have Miss Mara Zinga.
Yep, she's running for mayor of Athens. Yes,
Sorry
yep.
that. And then we've got Josh Parker back on. Going to tell us.
Owner of Campton's Restaurant.
Yes,
They were closed for a quick spell. The community lost their minds and said, you got to open back up.
That's
and
right.
Man, I drove by the other day. Chassis, it was packed.
This is my favorite place.
Packed house.
Their vegetable plate, yum.
Yep.
And then, so we'll have John Jessup and Mr. David Breelove. in
Yep,
the studio.
Walton County School Board, they're going to be in here. These guys are informative. They've got a lot to talk about, but they're actually pretty funny, too. They're good guys, so we're going to have a good time with them. They coming in studio?
Yes,
Oh,
in the studio.
Bar the doors.
Awesome.
Bar the doors. No, they're good guys. We'll let them in here. Folks, be listening to the Mark McMain Show. We'll be back on tomorrow at noon. Stay warm. We'll see you then.